Hey guys, it's me, Smallperson Cosplay, and today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me into cosplay. I put on my Instagram story, what sort of content do you guys want to see? And then someone suggested get ready with me's. Now, normally I would get into cosplay on TikTok, on live, but I thought why not do this instead, see how it is. If I enjoy it, maybe do some more. If not, then I'll just go back onto TikTok. Follow me on TikTok, haha. So today I'm going to be discussing my cosplay horror stories while I'm getting ready, and I'll be getting into Saiki K from the Disastrous Life of Saiki K. So let's get into it. So, the first instance where I would call it a horror story was when Bohemian Rhapsody first came out. Well, not when it first came out, like a couple of weeks after, well, a couple of months even, after its release. Me and my friend Jack, we stand Jack, we wanted to go to the Bo-Rap pop-up shop together. And we wanted to go while we were all in London, which was for a friend's birthday meet in December. So we very nuancedly asked in the group chat, yo, can we go to the Bohemian Rhapsody pop-up shop while we're in London for this birthday meet ice skating? And then they were like, yes, we don't see why not. And so Jack and I, ecstatic as everything. Now, we weren't just going into London to do this, to go to the pop-up shop. We were also going ice skating and then getting food after, because what else do weebs do in the UK other than go ice skating and cosplay? And so Jack and I were doing very rushed Drag Freddy and Rogerina cosplays. Like, we were both very excited to cosplay them. We're like, we're going to the pop-up shop, we have to cosplay them. And so we did. I looked horrendous. It was a very, very cheap wig, and it was very poorly styled, very cheap moustache, again. And of course, I couldn't do makeup for Pete back then. So I will insert a picture. And it was a vibe, but Jack and I are very excited to do this. We go to the ice skating place with our friends. Some woman comes up to us and be like, oh, why are you dressed up? And we're like, Freddie and Rogerina. And she's just like, I can tell you're Freddie Mercury. I wasn't sure about that. Oh yeah, why? And we were like, oh yeah, we're going to the pop-up shop after. And so had fun ice skating. It was my first time ice skating. I hung on to Jack for dear life. And then once our skating had finished, we were all like, let's go get lunch. Let's go to Macca's. As all good cosplayers do. Now, I was still in the moustache and wig, of course. And so London is an odd place where either you're going to get accepted by everyone or you're going to get shouted at. Now, this was a scenario where this Macca's had someone who didn't like gay people there, well, outside the shop. So we're walking up, I'm vibing as Freddie with my stockings, my moustache, my wig, and some random guy out of nowhere just starts shouting at me, like, you're disgusting, you're what's wrong with the human race, who do you think you are wearing a moustache, you gay fag? And I was getting ready to fight this man, like, I don't know why, but my brain went into fight mode. So all of my friends, God bless them, were like, ow, come inside, ignore the man. And I was just like, I was so ready to fight him, because I kept on going, what are you saying to me? Because for some reason I was just like, today I choose death. And that was very exciting, first burst of homophobia in this young person's life. And then in Macca's, they were all like, well, that was weird. And I was just like, yeah, I was so ready to fight him. And they were like, we know, we were worried. And I was just like, oops. And then, yeah. Then while we were in Macca's, it was very exciting. I went down to get another drink because I ordered a hot chocolate. And what I have learnt from that experience is hot chocolates from Macca's. Disgusting. Oh, and if anyone's confused, Macca's, I mean McDonald's, but I call it Macca's because Macca's is the strongest vibe. But anyway, and they, good old friends were like, "Ow, wear someone's coat because if they see you again, we don't want you being recognised and actually getting attacked by some rando. So wear someone's coat." And then everything will be Gucci. And then because it's a Macca's in London, it's busy, so drinks don't take priority. I work in fast food, I understand if you order a drink, it's not the top priority to get that out, because that is just one little thing. Whereas if you've got actual big food orders, that's going to take priority, especially if it's a rush. And what was it? A rush. So I was there waiting for my drink, and then one of my friends comes down, and they're like, "You were taking a while, and we got worried that you were murdered, so who suggested that we come and check on you?" And I was just like, haven't been murdered, still waiting for my coke, in which I asked for a diet, and they gave me a full one, so I had to pay the sugar tax, so I couldn't get a regular, I had to have a small. That's a personal grievance. Yeah. And then we went to the bow wrap shop, people took our pictures, some women offered to give us a tattoo, well, give her idea to get a tattoo as a joke. It was lovely. But yeah, that was first bout of the homophobia in my life. I wouldn't really call it, well, yeah, it basically was. But I found it was quite exciting. Now, what must be learnt from these stories is if I'm with people I know, if I'm with friends, I'm much more on the attack, if that makes sense, to the people harassing me or harassing me and my friends. Whereas if I'm by myself, I become a coward, which is what the next story leads on to. Bam, bam, bam. So the next story was after a convention, and I was cosplaying Chat Noir. Now, this con, it was a good one. I did the masquerade, it was lovely, had a lovely conversation with people, went with friends, met them in London. Now, because Chat Noir is a full leather catsuit, I know to expect harassment in that. You just do, because it's a full leather catsuit, people are intrigued by that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I was used to it. When I was in King's Cross, my friend was just like, people are already staring at you. It also doesn't help that it's a massive bell as well, so like, if the look doesn't already attract attention, the massive ringing thing around my neck does. But anyway, getting back from the con, I wanted food, as one does, because I was hungry, I hadn't really eaten properly all day, and I was just like, you know what, I'm going to head into my place of employment and get some food and sit down and chill and possibly call my father for a lift home, because it was cold and that catsuit is not warm, and like every good cosplayer, I was just like, I'm not going to bring a coat, I don't want to hide my costume. In a costume like that, you want to hide your costume when you're out and about. But that was young me being stupid and me being like, look at my costume, I'm proud of it. Which you should be proud of your costumes, by the way. Don't feel hindered. So I go into my place of employment and pick up food. Let's just call it a fast food restaurant. And I go in there because, you know what, I'm hungry, I get staff discount, I'm going in. Also because I really wanted a fillet burger. Also, not the best thing to order when you've got gloves on, because everything gets greasy, and I didn't really think about that. Now, because it is a fast food restaurant, people, like disgruntled youths, like to go there. And on this one particular day, where I'm in a full leather catsuit and wig, an entire side of the restaurant is just filled with teenagers. So I walk over to a table, all nuanced, like, please ignore me, I don't exist. But of course, they start making the comments. Harassment from an entire side of a restaurant. And I'm over there just dying. But then I notice someone who I know. Well, we go to school together with. I was just sat there thinking, please don't recognise me. And then went, oh, ow, how are you doing? And I was just like, yeah, I'm good. And they were like, why are you dressed like that? I was just like, oh, I was at a convention. You know, trying to keep it all nuanced and that. And then they started asking me, how did you get your hair like that? Like, why are you wearing full leather? And I was just there like, haha, I'm just going to ignore you now. But when you ignore them, they get more angsty. They're like, why are you ignoring us? Are we not good enough for your attention? And I was just there like, okay, I'm gonna eat my food now and hope for the best. I was on phone to someone because I wanted to cry because I was getting harassed from an entire side of a restaurant. Like 20 teenagers, like roadmen style. And I was just fearful. Now, while I was eating my food, a member of my team, well, not my team, one of my colleagues, walked out because they were cleaning the lobby, as you would hope in a fast food restaurant. Now, I wasn't close friends with this person, which is like, oh, this is broken. My drawer is broken. That was very nonchalant, wasn't it? Well, I can fix that later. But he came in, he cleaned, he sort of looked at me, you know, I was just like, okay, that's Gucci. I've had the look. That means they know I'm here. There's nothing I can do about that. Well, clear. But then, about 5 minutes later, not even, one of my co-workers who I was friends with, good old Chisman, comes out and says, yeah, they said there was someone dressed in a full leather catsuit in the lobby, so I automatically knew it was you. And I was just like, hey, it was me. How are you doing? And he was just like, yeah, I'm good. Why are you dressed up? Is there a con on? I was just like, yeah. Which was, and he was just like, I thought so. I didn't think you'd be wearing this, like, nonchalantly, as you would. So I had a good conversation with him. I felt a bit safer, you know, the usual. And then it was all hunky-dory after that. My father did pick me up though, which I was very grateful for. Because as much as I love being harassed in a restaurant, I do not enjoy being harassed in a restaurant. Oh dear. Chat Noir has also had like some other smaller instances, not ones which I call like dramatically bad, but like some random guy on the street just singing "What's Up Pussycat" to me and stuff like that. But because I'm oblivious to life itself, I didn't notice he was singing "What's Up Pussycat." So my friend at the time was like, did you just hear what he was singing to you? And I was just like, no, what was he singing? He was just like, "What's Up Pussycat?" And I was just like, oh, that's funny. But other people might not find that funny, so I do. I see the humour in it, because you know what? If I'm dressed as a cat, then I understand the "What's Up Pussycat." Right. And just Chat Noir in general just gets a lot of attention, which I don't mind, but sometimes it's like, sometimes you want a sneaky cosplay, and Chat Noir just ain't that sneaky. The story is Junko related. Now, we all know our Lord and Saviour, Junko Enoshima, is a very, she's got a very distinctive style, and, short skirt, tits out, big hair, you know, which also draws a lot of attention, funnily enough. With Junko, I have dealt with more sort of catcally situations, and just general uncomfortable situations, to be honest, because for some reason people just see you wearing something different and they think, oh yes, this person is a target and wants to be spoken to. We love it. Now, first instance that comes to mind with Junko, our Lord and Saviour, is when me and my friend Nico were out cosplaying Junko Mukuro. There is a vlog about that on my channel, which you should definitely go and check out. Hashtag spawn. No, it's not spawn, it's my own channel. Haha. But anyway, we were doing that, and then we went to an area which is like lakes, because they're near us and they're good for photos, you know. And also we wanted to go in the water because we're crackheads. But anyway, we went down there and then we were filming TikToks on a bench because this was early stages. I did not own a tripod. Who's she? Don't know her. So filming on a bench, and then because it's a public park, of course other people are going to be using said park, which is, you know what, we stay out of their way, we stay out, they stay out of ours. That's basically how we would hope society works. But no, some people just don't understand that if something doesn't belong to you, you don't touch it. Which really comes into swing when it comes to mobile phones. Now, I understand if someone looks a bit odd, you may want to ask them, why are you dressed like that? Which I understand, I get. I don't mind polite questions while I'm in cosplay. Because you know what? If you're curious, you're curious. I'm going to be concentrating now doing eyebrows, so I'll be back in a... Right, I'm back. I've done the outline for the eyebrows, so now I can fill it in. But anyway, yeah, I get that. I would possibly ask questions as well, or just be like, yo, I like what you're wearing, you know, something along those lines. But no, these people, these kids, they were teenagers, of course they were, decided that, no, they were just gonna come up and start bombarding with questions like, why are you dressed like that, why's your hair like that, why you know, normal kid stuff. And I was fine answering those questions. But then they saw I was filming TikToks. And then they just grabbed my phone off the bench and go, oh, can we be in one? Like holding it and not giving it back. Just like physically taking it. And then I was just like, can I please have my phone back? No. Nico steps in and goes, give him his phone back. And now because Junko is a female cosplay, I look like a chick in Junko. And they were like, what? And I was just like, and I was just like, yes, it's called makeup, get used to it. So that was fun. And what makes it even worse is their parents were just there, just sat there watching it happen, doing nothing to stop it. And you know what? And it's just like, if your kids are harassing someone and the person is clearly uncomfortable, why wouldn't you stop them? So then Nico and I ran away back to our selective housing, because we do not live together. Sad times. Adopting Nico is on my list of things to do. But anyway, and it's just like, what in the right mind gave them the idea that it was okay to take someone's phone? Yes, we're filming videos and yes, we look different, but it does not give you the nuance to just go, ah, yes, they're filming something, we can be in it. No, 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 sweetie, that is not how life works. These eyebrows are not even whatsoever. Oh dear. And then other stuff that's happened in Junko, coming back from a convention, again, the vlog is available. MCM Birmingham, I think it was? It must have been. Yeah, MCM Birmingham. Now, that train ride back was an event. So, first of all, we had some guy trying to hit on me. Like, oh yeah, you're doing like, punk, like, electro punk or something, I don't remember. Gothic Lolita, that's what he was thinking I was doing. Oh yeah, you're Goth Lolita, I love that, like not everyone embraces that style. He gave me his Instagram, I ignored that, did nothing with it. You know, as you would. And then, however, he was okay. Well, I had another gentleman, older gentleman, say, oh yes, you're very beautiful, do you think I'm pretty? Like, do you think I'm good looking? I was just like, yeah, I don't see why not. You know, trying to be polite, like, subtly, please go away. And then he started, wow, you've got such big hair, and then touching my wig. And it's just like, no way in society is that acceptable either. And it's just like, okay. And then I very awkwardly, like, pondered off, like, walking away, because you know what, I didn't want to be dealing with the shish with that, because I was there to cosplay and have fun, well, get home from cosplaying and have fun, you know. But no, random geezers on trains be like, you want to have fun? No fun for you. And then also just general guys shouting down the thing like, oi, nice here, love. You know, the proper lads having at it. Oh dear. And then you also get the fun one. So this one wasn't at a con. This was just me casually walking around my local area. Because me and Nico were cosplaying. As you do. Getting pictures, getting that good stuff. And, oh no, it was back from the end of the convention. So this one, remember earlier how I said, if I'm with friends, I become much more attacky compared to hiding away. Well, my compadres, this, so we were coming back from NonceCon, as you do, and then we were going to get food again, because you know what, after a con, you want to eat. And of course, I go, I have staff discount here, let's go here. And they're like, okay, we like that. And I was just like, yes. And then there are some, what has to be like 13-year-olds. They are no older than 13. And they all think they're hard. They are baby roadmen. And baby roadmen are the funniest thing in my eyes. Because it's just like, they think they're tough, but they're not. So, sorry, just double checking the eyebrows. These want to be hard men. Well, that did not come out right. These wannabe roadmen are thinking, oh yeah, we're all tough, we're all this. And so they go, oh, you're going to a Halloween party? And to us, because we're in, what is it called? Danganronpa cosplay. And of course I respond with, yeah, do you want to come along as a joke? But then that just invited them to come harass us more. And then I was like, mate, I'm much older than you, piss off. And they were like, no way you are. And I was just like, yeah boy, I am 17, because I was 17 at the time. Wow, I was so youthful. And then they were like, oh no you're not. And then they buggered off. I don't know what they were doing. They were living their life. But then it's just like, I found it funny, but at the same time I'm with actual, like, younger people with me who might not be comfortable with that, because I only get confident. I think it's slouching back, man. Whew. I get a lot of my confidence from being around other people. Like, oh dear, sorry, concentrating. Like, when I'm by myself, I'm a nervous wreck. Social anxiety through the roof. But when I'm with friends, or if I'm just talking to someone, like, nonchalantly, I'm okay. I'm like, yeah, I can handle this situation. Come fight me, random homophobic man, or come fight me, 13-year-olds. You know, and it's just like, I was in the mood for fight, and that put the situation, that made the situation worse. And you know what? I take full credibility for that, because I didn't intend for it to be worse. I just accidentally made it worse, because normally if you clap back, they go, oh, shouldn't mess with this person, but because these are kids, they're like, ah, they can take the heat. We can apply more pressure. You know? When actually that was a sign for them to stop and shut the fuck up. But unfortunately I had not conveyed that well enough to them. Okay. Can I think of any other stories? I don't know if this counts, but I'm going to tell it here anyway, because I've wanted to tell this story on this channel before, but I've never had the right situation to, and I'll call this a cosplay horror story. Oh dear. So, me and my pal Jake, we love Jake in this house. He's finally cosplayed well, by the way. But me and my friend Jake, we had 2 cosplays. We got them for Christmas. I got Nagisa, he got Mikasa, and we were like, we want to go get pictures, da 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 da. So we go to our local town centre to get pictures. Now you may be thinking, is that allowed? At the time, we were not aware. As it's classed as private property, you aren't actually allowed to take pictures and videos in there without permission. Now, my little youthful self wasn't aware of this, and nor was Jake. We were just like, yeah, go into the town centre, take some pictures, that would be fun. We also went to the park, mentioned in the previous Junko story, as well as a restaurant, but that's a different story. Well, no, it's the same story, but different. Nothing bad happened there. So we were taking pictures around the town centre, as one does. And then, because we wanted to take pictures in certain places, you know, take one picture here, but then there's a different wall over there which we want to take a picture at, we would leave our bags at one wall and then go to another wall and then come back to the bags, which, you know, would make sense. It makes sense in our little brains, it makes sense to other people's brains. But during this time, there were certain attacks in the UK. So, not only were we in costume, but we were also leaving our bags and then going to take pictures and then coming back. Which isn't a good idea, because later on when we were taking pictures in the staircase, one of the local, not like mall security, but like local officers comes up to us and goes, do you guys have permission to film in here? And we were like, we didn't know we needed permission. And he was just like, yeah, so this is private property and you need permission to film. And we were like, oh, we're sorry, we didn't know about that. I was shitting myself because the fear of the law was ingrained to me at a young age. So I was like, oh shit, we're going to get arrested. Don't want that to happen. And Jake's over there all nonchalant, like, yeah, soz about that, mate. And he was just like, oh, are those your bags? And we were like, yeah. And he was just like, can you just be careful with them? Because we've had some complaints about bags being left around. And I was just like, oh, shoot. They thought we were going to blow the town centre up. And so we quickly scattered. We did also ask where would we ask permission to take pictures and videos and that. And he was just like, oh yeah, if you go up to the security office, you can ask in there. Now, because I was a shaken up little youth, I was just like, Jake, no, we're going, I don't care, we're leaving it. We have some stuff, we can just go elsewhere, we can go to the lakes. And so we went to the lakes instead. But I was like, oh my god, I did not mean for this to happen. And then Jake's all like, oh, that's really funny. And then we left. We left. That security guard went off with his day, knowing that two crackheads dressed up as a swimmer and some guy in a scarf and a harness were living their best lives. Oh dear. And then I kept on seeing that police officer around town, like whenever I went out, and I was just like, I hope he does not recognise me as that weirdo who was taking pictures in the thing, because I was on high fear that I was going to get kicked out of, like, the shopping centre. But that is just a word of advice. If you ever want to take pictures in a shopping centre, you have to have permission. And then after that we just went to the lakes, like I said before. Went to the lakes, had some fun there, filmed some videos. First ever skits were done there. I have lost... not that. Aha. And it was rather chill, rather fun. Filmed some videos, froze to death because it was January and I was in swimming shorts. My legs went purple, which wasn't the vibe we were going for, but you know what, it's fine. And then when we got back to school, because this was during the Christmas holidays, My history teacher was just like, oh yeah, there was some news in the paper about some rebellious youths getting told off by police in town. And I was just there like, I know it wasn't me, because no way would some kids dressing up get the attention of the newspaper. But then she was just like, was it any of you guys? And then I just turned to my partner, who I sat next to at the time, and I was just like, I got told off by police. And she was just like, wait, what? And I was just like, I was dressed up and I got told off. And it was rather entertaining, because then she went, of course, and said, Miss Al got told off by police. And she was like, what? And now I want to premise that I'm a goody two-shoes in school. I fear authority. So what, the teacher was very shocked, like, what, how, what, when did that happen, why? And I was just like, I was dressed up and then I got told off for taking pictures. And she was just like, that's not what I was talking about, but well done. And I was just like, thank you. Very proud of myself as well. Oh dear. But that was the funness of that. I don't really have any other proper horror stories, to be honest. Like I said, because playing, like, how long I have and only had in, like, minor instances like those, honestly isn't too bad. I have a more of a, like, I felt shocked by it. Because, when Bo Rap was still, like, quite big and they started doing sing-alongs in cinemas, I went to both, two in London, one where I live. And I went dressed up to the one where I live. And it was just like, all fun. And then going to school the next day, biology lesson. And then one of my classmates was just like, oh yeah, my dad went to see Bo Rap last night. But it turns out it was a sing-along, so he went to a sing-along. And I was just like, I was there. And she was just like, oh really? I was just like, yeah, I was dressed as Drag Freddy. And then my teacher at the time was just like, you? And I was just like, yeah, you know, like his drag look from I Want to Break Free. And she was just like, I know what it is. And she was just very shocked that I'd be dressed in that one. I have messed up this eyeliner. It's fine, it can be fixed. You see, that was the aim. That one just went a bit too thick. It's fine, it's under glasses anyway, so. Yeah, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, that. Yeah. Genuinely can't think of anything else that happened, so I'm just gonna finish off the makeup now. And I am back. Here is Saiki K all finished. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you would like to see more Get Ready With Me's, then please let me know down in the comments below, and let me know of other topics you'd like me to talk about. Hope you have a great day. Bye!